Hello and welcome back to Lostalgia, the channel where I, dive into all things nostalgic to me or just fun and exciting. I am going to take you on another little journey of some thrifting hauls, pickups that I have done over the past weekend. Now, my husband thought I was crazy for some of this stuff, and he might be right, but he also is a huge enabler when it comes to some of these things. First, I actually had heard that there was this really big sale happening in Detroit. I just knew there was going to be a lot of interesting things because I knew they had a very large record collection, and I was hoping that maybe there would be some things like retro games or comics. There really wasn't. The only retro game or any kind of game really that I found was this Tiger electric pinball. I have no idea if this works. And I mean, the battery area looks pretty good, so I did buy some batteries. I will be cleaning this up, testing it out in a future video. I also love pinball and I love Tiger handheld stuff. I think it's really cool. I paid like $1 for this, but it was the only thing I got at this estate sale. But I got this. This was like the highlight of that sale for me. And then afterward, we were in like downtown Detroit area, which we're not as familiar with, so we didn't really know like a lot of stores that were around. And we just happened to pass a thrift store. Now this was like more of a charitable thrift store, and there was a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff we just were not able to dig through because, however, we did get a couple games. These were like $2 each. So Left 4 Dead 2 for Xbox. And then they did also have 2 Wii games, and one being Rock Band and the other How to Train Your Dragon. So we figure even if they're not worth anything online, we could trade them in with some other things for maybe some games at some used stores that we actually want. Then we went to one of my favorite thrift stores in the area, which is called Value World. Now this is where my husband thought I was a little crazy. I actually found not one Wii balance board, but actually 2. And then on top of that, I found 2 copies of Wii Fit and 2 copies of Wii Fit Plus. Now, I actually, when the Wii balance board first came out, loved it. I actually used mine to the point where it stopped working. And at that point, I think I just like recycled it or I donated it. Watch, this is the one of the ones that I donated. It's not gonna work. But I was like, you know what? These are reasonably priced. The balance boards were like 8 something each and the games were 4 something each. And so I figured I'd trade the other 2 games in. They were affordable. And if both the balance boards works, then I'll trade one of those in. But then if only one works, then maybe I'll tinker around with the other one and try and make it work, or I'll just, you know, take it to the recycling place. I'm responsible with my electronics, especially something this big, but I just thought it was like a really good deal. And honestly, I couldn't leave Wii balance boards behind at a Value World. And one of them even actually had the feet already with it and the manual. And I actually do have the feet from my old balance board still, and I have a Wii. Then we actually happened across this awesome comic book shop that we had never been to. And I did pick up a couple comics now. The comics that I picked up were actually just leftovers from Free Comic Book Day. But what I was more excited about was the vintage magazines. Now, some of these magazines I actually remember buying when they first came out. And I just was like, I have to pick up a couple of these for nostalgia's sake. I picked up a couple issues of Wizard magazine, one being the Wizard X-Men special, and then the Classic versus Ultimate Marvel Face Off, and what I feel like is probably one of the most iconic Wizard covers, Wolverine on the cover with one claw out. I feel like this is what you always saw on those little cards. These brought back a lot of nostalgia, and I miss Wizard magazine. And once again, kind of feeding into the nostalgia of X-Men. When the X-Men movie came out, so many magazines had things. So Cinescape was a magazine that I loved for movies, especially like sci-fi movie clips and pictures and things, because I used to cut all those out and make like collages. So I was like, I gotta pick this up. Like, I remember this magazine. I bought this magazine when it came out. And Cinefastique, I can't say this, Cinefastique, it doesn't matter. I just thought the artwork of this for the X-Men movie was cool, and this was in amazing condition as well. Not to mention some of the other articles and pictures in some of these magazines are just like iconic. And then last but not least, please don't make fun of me. Well, you can make fun of me all you want. I loved Xena Warrior Princess. That was one of the best shows ever to watch over the weekend. Callisto was probably my favorite character, but Gabrielle was another one of my favorites. And I also love Buffy. I almost bought a bunch of Buffy magazines, but I held off. But I did get a copy of the Xena Warrior Princess, the official magazine. This is from one of the last seasons. I'm not really sure what this outfit is. I don't think I saw like whatever this storyline was. Oh my god, look, there's an ad for Tomb Raider in here. I'm dying. But there is like a We get a whole pinup of Renee O'Connor in her sexy little outfit. And then on the other side, there is one of Xena on her horse. And I'm looking at the back of this right now, and it actually has where you can order Xena checks. I am going to see if you can still order these because I would love to have Xena Warrior Princess checks. Not that I really write a lot of checks anyway. All right, and that is it for my pickups for this weekend. I got to see a lot of interesting places. Some of these places I will probably be going back to, especially that comic book shop. It was awesome. And I kind of want to dig around that store a little more. I feel like there's a lot of gems that are just hidden under things. You know, it's just like that store has so much stuff. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Laters. Bye.